Well, I've raced up the beach. Oh, Jesus, I don't know what this is. So a massive school of something getting busted up. I've just thrown out a lure, I don't know what this is. I hope it's a tailor. It's taken drag, so feels half decent. Oh man, can't even get it in at the moment. Just gonna let it take the drag. I'll probably race up about 50 metres. It's gonna be a good way to end the session though, that's for sure. I saw this massive disturbance where I was fishing and the school sort of moved towards the groin. And I managed to hook something in that disturbance, but it's definitely giving me a good run for my money, whatever it is. Good evening, everyone. How are we going? It's actually Sunday evening. I'm a little bit excited because I've got a little bit of free time tomorrow. So what we're going to do, I'm going to grab my little 7-foot Assassin Slayer. It's actually my boys. Hopefully he's not listening right now. I'm going to bring down the 7-foot Assassin Slayer, the beautiful 9'6" Affinity from Assassin as well. We're going to head down to local beach before sunrise. We're going to set up a burley bag. I just want to secure some fresh fillets for the kids. Most likely going to be a herring fest. That's okay. Super calm tomorrow as well. Light winds. Then we're going to do a part 2 video. We're going to head up the coast. Going to grab the wife's car. I'm going to head up the coast. I'm going to bring my Vex wading bag, my 9'6" Affinity, and we're going to go spin. We're going to walk a beach. There's a little bit of reef, there, a little bit of structure. I wanted to get up there a few weeks ago, but I didn't have the time. So tomorrow I've got time. So first things first, we'll head down to the local beach. We'll set up a burley bag. I've got a rag that's soaking in oil now. I've got all those herring that I caught on Saturday. I've got those frames. I've minced them up. I've got a lot of burley, so I'll set up a burley bag. I'll bring down the 2 rods. We'll try to catch a feed. We'll spin for some tailor before the sun's up, but it is going to be very calm. So, a little bit, I don't think we're going to find any tailor, but we will still try. We'll throw some larger metals, some stick baits. Then we'll go down to our micro jigs and our smaller shiver sticks and sprats. But it's going to be Monday. I do believe the fish bite better on Monday. So we'll see you on the chest cam tomorrow morning, bright and early, legends. And we'll do a part 2. We'll head up to the coast, show you a little spot that I've done really well, more in the winter months, but I want to sort of show the structure and walk the beach and see if we can spin up another tailor or maybe some more local herring. So we will see you very soon. Time to get the rods, pack the car, and we'll see you on the water bright and early tomorrow. I'm excited. Well, the time is 4:30. Sun will be up in about an hour. These little sessions, these Metro land-based sessions, they're really good. You can get, this is some old muleys here. I've just queued them up. They're going to be burly. I'm going to set out my bag. It's going to have the rag that I've soaked in oil overnight. I've got the bait as well. I've got some fresh herring I caught the other day down with Andy and Paz. So I'll throw that out later on as well. I'll cube that up, some herring. And I've got the 7-foot Slayer and the 9'6" Affinity from Assassin. So hopefully we'll get you on the chest cam soon. We'll get this burley put in the water and hopefully we can find some fish. It was very slow here yesterday by some reports. So we'll give it a crack and then we'll head up the coast later on today. So there'll be 2 parts to this video. All right, let's get set up and we'll see you shortly on the chest cam. I'm excited. It's number 3. We'll get the chest cam on and see if we can have a little bit more fun before we head off. Beautiful little herring on the silver 11-gram shiver stick. All right, it's getting almost that time where I can see what I'm doing. I'm pretty lucky. I've already got 3 herring in the bucket. Just got my little bait tub here. It's had the oil, the rag and oil together. And what I'm just going to do now is just clean this up and get some oil right at my feet. I've just chucked out the Vex pre-made rig on the 7-foot rod. Hopefully the stingrays have all gone by now. So I didn't want to set it out too early. Got my burley bag here. It's got the rag, it's got some herring frames, some bread, some bits and pieces. That'll just waft in here in close. As I said, lucky enough to get 3 already in the bucket. Sun's creeping up. As I said, I'll do it. Look at that. What a backdrop. It's beautiful. Rightio. So I will put this tub down. I'm going to keep the 11-gram silver shiver stick on. I've caught 3 with that. And just doing a very, very, very slow wind. So we'll get the rod. Tiny bit of swell coming through now, so it's got to be mindful. I've only got the 7-foot rod there. Beautiful morning. We'll get the lure back out there and we'll just keep an eye on that bait rod and see how we go. Just need 3 more, so hopefully we can get this done nice and early. As you can see, glamour morning. Very little wind, tiny bit of swell coming through occasionally. I got 3 in the bucket well before I could see on the silver 11-gram shiver stick. I got a couple of nudges just before again, but no real commitment. So I've just put on the 10-gram white and silver little micro jig. Got the bait on the little 7-foot slayer. I'll check that in a second. As I said, I am going to head out again after I've dropped the kids off this morning. So if I don't manage to get any more now, if the fish have gone camera shy, then that's okay. I'll be heading up the coast to go and spin elsewhere. So it'd be nice to just get another 3 quickly. I've actually got the alarm set on the phone so to race off and get these kids off to school. So how's the colour? Just glamour, absolute glamour. So I've got the oil. I can see the fish bubbling. I actually see the fish in the water, but it doesn't mean that they're going to hit my lure or bait. We'll see how we go. And whatever's swimming around is hopefully we can pin some more fish, but yeah, they're actually proper bubbling up. I tipped out some oil that was they had the rag soaking in my little bait bucket. I'm getting nudges, same with when I had the shiver stick on, but just no real commitment. There we go. See if we get this little scrapper in. Oh, I pulled hooks. No, he's still there. They're not big. The 3 I've already got, they're quite small. I'm only after probably 6. So let's see if we can get this one in, then I'll check the bait rod. So I'm not staying long this morning. Absolute glamour morning though. Come on, buddy, where are you? Biting, staying down deep. It's sideswiped the little micro jig, so it's carrying on. It's a very small herring, this one. Come on, up you come. Yeah, little. They've all been quite small this morning. That's okay. We'll keep some for bait, some for the kids tonight. So those assist hooks definitely make a massive difference in your catch rate, but yeah, you'll still lose fish, absolutely. So I'll go and check that bait rod, make sure there's actually bait on those hooks, and then we might stick with this profile. Okay, so that's 4, so 2 more. All right, we're gonna check the bait rod, and beautiful morning. All that oil's right in close, the fish are bubbling. Favorite time is right now, before it gets too late in the day. A nice beautiful morning, kayaker out there. All right, let's check this bait rod and then get out there again. Yeah, that bait just got picked apart, but the beauty about having so much bait off these local beaches, it's not hard to go and secure some more. And it just saves you a lot of money too, if you can catch your own bait. So they left the skin on the barb, how nice of them. But it's a glamour morning, absolute glamour down here. So I'll just chuck this on. I do like the long shank hooks as well. As I said, I'm not too fussed if I don't get anything on the bait rod, because I see it also, it's extra burly in the water. The water's beautiful. Almost tempted to have a quick swim, to be honest. And my oil's definitely, it's just all here doing what it needs to do. I'm gonna lob this little Vex pre-made. Oh, bust ups at my feet. Oh, this is cool. All right, do I put the shiver stick? What I might do is just gonna lob that, as I see, just before that first wave. If it gets picked apart again, it gets picked apart. I reckon we'll keep that micro jig on, but the fish are right at my feet. All right, let's get back down there. Cracking morning. Glamour morning. So I've decided I'll keep that little 10-gram jig on. Same thing though, 3 casts. And I am going to go put that silver shiver stick back on, because I got 3 herring. They will hit lures before you can actually see what you're doing. So, a lot of the times it can be the vibration, the splashing, especially if you've set up some burley and you've got them right in close. They'll follow that movement in. But hopefully, so a really good bust up. A lot of white bait just got pushed in just before as well. So hopefully you can get a couple more quickly and head off. So I've got to keep an eye on that bait rod. I don't really mind the said that the pickers are just picking at it. If I hook some fish on it, happy days. If not, as I said, I see it as just another element of burley. So we're not trying to break any records this morning. Not even, I think I threw a couple of larger lures for like 5-10 minutes. And once I saw how calm it was, I didn't even bother. So it'll just be the mighty hezzers this morning, I'd imagine. There's always a couple of other species lurking around, but doesn't mean, again, we're going to be lucky enough to wrestle with any of them this morning. Just have a cast and see how we go. So I've got nudged on both these two casts. We'll do one more, and I'll put that silver shiver stick on. Hopefully we can manage to tempt a few more before it gets too late. I need to take off before 7 this morning, so very, very short session. That's why I come down before sunrise, just to make sure the burley was already in the water, bring the fish to me as quick as possible. A couple of anglers close to the groin on a Monday, lucky people, not working. What a life, eh? You could definitely get used to doing this, that's for sure, fishing every day. Especially when you have these glamour mornings, absolutely spectacular. The fish are just a bonus when the water's like this. This is the best way to start the day, absolutely. I don't want my little micro jig. They're in the water, they're bubbling. I can see the fish swimming through the waves. It can be frustrating, but sometimes they'll switch right off. And it was quiet here yesterday from all reports. So I didn't fish yesterday, but the people that came down let us know, which is nice of them. All right, let's put the shiver stick on. We might have to do some different profiles this morning. See if we can get a few more on the sand before we go. All right, I've just put that 11 gram back on, silver shiver stick, time's 10 past 6, so hopefully the next 10-15 minutes is all I need. As I said, I'm not staying long today. And then I'll get the kids off to school, then I'm gonna head up the coast. I didn't get anything on that micro jig. I got bumps, I landed one that had a really small one that sideswiped it. And nothing on the bait currently, so I'll do 3 casts with this, as we normally do. And then I'll check that bait rod. Probably only gonna have a couple more casts with the bait rod. I'm just winding this shiver stick in as slow as possible, giving these fish a chance to decide whether they want to swipe at it. There's plenty of fish going up and down. I can see them in the water. But again, it doesn't mean that they're going to hit this lure. But yeah, I don't know. Usually the micro jig and the shiver stick's all you need. And if that was the bite, that was, what was that? I've probably got those 3 fish in about the space of 15 minutes. And then that later one on the micro jig. Haven't had a bump yet. This is the second cast. Do a couple little twitches. One more cast. Very quiet. Beautiful morning though. But really quiet. And I've got, I'm covering both bases. I've got some fresh herring cubed up on the Vex pre-made rig. And I'm throwing some small profile lures, so I'm definitely covering my bases, absolutely. So we'll do one more cast with this. And then, I don't know. There's actually quite a few flies around this morning, which is quite painful. Not sure. If I go back to that little micro jig. Yeah, I might put on a sprat just quickly. Probably like a 21 gram size. I'll probably only do 2 or 3 more lure changes because I'm going to race off very soon. So I've got 4. So hopefully if I don't get any more here, I can get a couple more when I head up the coast, or I can nab a tailor around some reef. And then that'll be a good meal. But I'm going to check the bait rod. I mean, I can see these fish bubbling. It's just, they're just not switched on at all to the lure or the bait. But I'll check that bait rod quickly and recast that if I need to, and then decide what I'm going to throw out next. All right, beautiful morning. Let's check this bait rod. Have a look, have a look. So it's only got a little sinker, and again, I don't mind that it's going to get moved around with that little bit of swell, those little bits of bait, those cubes of herring just wafting around. I'd be very surprised if there's any bait on this. And again, that's okay. We'll rebait Yeah, look at that, nothing. Just making sure, I was just looking, making sure I had both hooks, which I do. All right, we'll go get some more bait, we'll cast that back out, and then we'll try another lure, and then we've got to get out of here very soon. It's completely shut down, so lucky I've got to leave very shortly. Yeah, so that bait, there's no bait on the two hooks. Again, just going to lob it out. It doesn't need to be out far, it can be before that first wave. And it's just got a tiny little Lumo sinker on it. I don't need the Lumo right now, but I'm happy if that moves around. I've decided to go another 10 gram micro jig, I should say, but this one's purely silver. So I'll have a quick cast of that, but yeah, it's completely shut down. I mean, there's fish here, I can see them in the water, but they are not interested. So obviously my bait's getting picked apart. It could be sand. I actually did catch a crab actually as well earlier on. I think they're called the ghost crabs, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know, my bait's coming back stripped, just leaving the skin on. So it could be, you know, some blowfish, could be anything. But the herring, they've gone. So I think I'll do the yellow shiver stick quickly after these few casts on this micro jig. And then, yeah, I'm gonna have to get going. We've got 4. Would have been nice to get 6. I don't think we're gonna see another fish out of here this morning. Yeah, they've just switched right off. Didn't even get a bump that time, so we might only just do one more with this. Try the shiver stick, and maybe one more micro jig, and then call it a morning and head off. But how's the view though? It's cracking. Fish are just a bonus, and it is metro, so I never expect to catch anything, but it does fascinate me sometimes how quickly the bite can shut off. Especially when the fish are right in my burley too, in the oil, just like bubbling. So that's okay. That's how it goes. I was hopeful the bait rod the little cubes of herring would pick up a few fish, but that's all right. Got to be in it to win it. Okay, I think we'll do the yellow shiver stick. And maybe one more micro jig, and then I've got to pack it up. That's it. As I said, I can see, oh man, I wish I could get this on camera. What are they? They're going to be mullet. I reckon there's a school of mullet here getting chased. Oh, are they mullet? There's something finning on the surface. I don't know if you can see. I'm going to see if I can get down there a little bit closer. They've got to be mullet, surely. Are they mullet? I'm going to go right down. Hang on a sec. They've come right in. Let me just see if I can see what they are. I don't want to spook them. I don't know what they are. All right, I'm going to get down closer. Just give me a second. There is a massive school of something getting chased. All right, I'll be back in a sec. That's very cool. Well, I've raced up the beach. Oh, Jesus, I don't know what this is. So a massive school of something getting busted up. I've just thrown out lure, I don't know what this is. I hope it's a tailor. It's taken drag, so feels half decent. Oh man. Can't even get it in at the moment. Just going to let it take the drag. I'll probably race up about 50 metres. It's going to be a good way to end the session though, that's for sure. I saw this massive disturbance where I was fishing, and the school sort of moved towards the groin. And I managed to hook something in that disturbance, but it's definitely giving me a good run for my money, whatever it is. So let's see if we can get it in. Oh, this Affinity from Assassin. I reckon it is a tailor. Looks like a tailor. Let's have a look. Oh, taking drag. See if I can beach this fish in. Oh no, it is a absolute stonker sea mullet. Have a look at that. Oh my goodness, I'm getting, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! That's sick. All right, I've got to race back. I'll race back to the, that is epic. I'll race back to my stuff. I've got my rod, I think my other rod's going off as well, and I'll get a good look at this fish. Oh, that's wicked. Oh, I thought it was a tailor, but it's a school of mullet. Well, that is a great way to finish the session. All right, I've got to go check my other bait rod out, and then we'll have a really good look at this beautiful mullet. He's absolutely chunky. We'll get him on the mat. And yeah, I thought they were tailor, so there you go, the mullet. Very unlucky mullet. That's a beauty. All right, I'll be back in a minute. Oh, that was a lot of fun. Yoo-hoo! Well, have a look at that beast. What's that pushing? 50 centimeters. So there was a massive disturbance. I actually reckon there was some tailor under these, but that was a lot of fun. So I actually use these to bait, but they're actually really good eating. So I might actually keep this one and have it for a feed tonight. All right, I'm going to pack up now. I've had my fun. I had to run up the beach to follow that school. But that's a beauty. So I might just get a quick picture and then we'll head off. What a great way to start the day. Beauty. How's the backdrop? As you can see, have a look at this stunning sunrise. It is a glass off. The herring switched off, but that's okay. I've found a disturbance right at my burley. I've followed it up to the groin. There's lots of keen anglers up near the groin. And there's some tailor harassing some mullet. I'm just going to show you my catch. Now I'm going to pack up, race off, get the kid to school. What a way to start the day. And we're going to have a part 2 of this video. So we will see you, legends, back on the water very soon. I'm excited. You! All right, legend, just packing up now. Here's the catch, 50 centimeter sea mullet. I'm actually going to probably fillet one side of that for the kids. A couple of small herring. So I've got what I've came for. As you can see, complete glass off. And we will see you for part 2 very soon. Happy Monday, beauty. You. We are back. Unfortunately, I'm unable to head up the coast. The wind's quite strong as well. I'm just down near City Beach. I'm just going to pick a side to go walk, because obviously this time of day, what have we got, 9 o'clock, I've put an alarm on as well, so I'm only going to do half an hour one way. So I'm either going to walk up to Floreat Drain or go the other way of the southern groin. So wanted to head up to Acmos. I'll probably do that hopefully over the weekend. The easterly's about 20 knots now. I managed to get a little feed this morning for the kids and the fam, so now it's all about just getting out and seeing if I can locate some other fish. But I'm just going to walk down. I'll get a shot of the beach in a minute. I just want to see how many swimmers are on this side. There's too many. I'll go walk the other side, get some steps up. Just going to have a quick look. Very shallow, low tide as well. So we'll get a quick shot. I can see lots of established weed in the water, which I really do like. So let's have a look how many swimmers we got. Show you the beach. You should be able to see the drain in a minute. And the lifeguards. Yeah, what I might do, I might go south of these groins. You can see there. So I'll go for a little bit of a walk. I'll put you on the chest cam and we'll see if we can find some fish. All right, see you shortly. Cracking morning. We're back. So there's a couple of anglers set up still, which I'm surely that no, he's walking off. I was going to say the swimmers will push you off these beaches, and you know, I'm always considerate, but I'm fishing. Now, obviously, I wanted to go up to Alkimos this morning, but just a few things, time and other logistics, I'm not going to get up there. It's bloody warm, I can say that. So I'll definitely be having a swim after I have a little flick. So I've just chucked on a silver, pretty sure this one's a 20 gram jig from Major Crafts. Got the trebles on the back and a single on the top. And I'm gonna just walk till the alarm goes off and have a cast. And as I said, there's no pressure now. Got a feed early this morning, and yeah, it looks quite calm. Not a lot of life here, but again, have a look at this sign. Oh man, they're gonna shut us out, I can tell you. No fishing that side, penalties apply. You can't find anyone for fishing anywhere off these beaches. It's a crack up. And fishing permitted that side. Well, the swimmers will say no fishing. Anyway, let's not get into that right now. So I'll probably do 5 casts now, not 3. I just want to get down. There's a lot of surge here, but very calm, as you can see. Water's really clear, so I'll be able to sight cast if I see any schools. Hopefully I see some more bust ups, but again, I'll be completely honest, it's not the ideal time to fish. I like first thing in the morning or last thing in the afternoon, or those evening high tides. I'm definitely going to get a flathead one of these days off this beach though. I've been trying, I've set out some fresh bait this morning, I've been jigging, throwing slices. Obviously, yes, I can go get some soft plastics, like 3 to 5 inch, and throw them as well. But I'm determined to get a flathead off this stretch of beach before we change seasons. Yeah, lots of surge here. It's all getting sanded up. I don't reckon we'll see much happen here, but I just want to finish off the morning with a nice little walk on the beach. I also want to check out these weed beds along the way and just see what they're looking like now that I can properly see in the sun. I did take a quick look at Floreat Drain, but it's probably about 20 people in the water, so I was not going to even bother with that. So we'll just walk this beach, and as I said, every time I'm casting, I'm looking, you know, in front of my lure, behind my lure, making sure if I see any follows, any disturbance, and I'm always looking as those waves break, even though they're small, just to see if I can see any schooling fish, any bait. As I said, I'll just change the profile. I'll put the shiver sticks back on the smaller ones, and then I'll just alternate with a few jigs, sort of in that 20 to 40 gram range, which this 9'6" Assassin is absolutely ideal for. But I'm definitely determined to get a flathead off this stretch of beach. I'm going to put a few hours in over the next couple of weeks until I get one. As I said, I'll probably hopefully head up to Alkimos on Sunday this weekend and give you a bit of a look at some of the areas I fish there. Yeah, it's probably another couple of casts with this, then I'll do a lure change, and then I'll put the camera back on. What a beautiful morning, but very, very quiet. Absolutely stunning morning. But yeah, very quiet. I've tried a few micro jigs, a few jigs. I've thrown the yellow shiver stick because the sun's up. I just put the silver one on. I'm just going to slow wind. Just give that lure as much time in the water. And you never know. That flutter that I'm chasing, or that skippy or tailor, might just swim past. I've lost the whitebait that I sighted before, so I'm just going to keep walking up the beach. It's really good to see there's a couple of anglers. They've got their dogs. It's quite cool. He's actually got the dog lead strapped to him around his waist, and he's trying to cast and walk the dog at the same time. I guess he's multitasking. Can't blame him for having a crack on this beautiful morning. But yeah, as I said, your first light, last light, your evening high tides, your afternoon sea breezes, they're going to produce a lot more fish and give you more opportunities off these open beaches. I'm just, you know, obviously not working at the moment, so I thought I'll quickly get a lift down here. Said I'll hopefully head up to Alkimos on Sunday. Might even set out a bait rod as well. But I said I'm always looking in the water, just seeing if I can sight any disturbance, any activity, any schools of fish, now that the sun's fully up. But I reckon they've all gone hiding. I'll be very surprised if we manage to get another fish this morning. As I said, when my alarm goes off on the phone, I'll start to head back and get picked up and then get on with the rest of the day. All right, a couple more casts with this silver, then we'll go to a smaller micro jig, a couple of larger ones, and then we'll head back, I reckon. Let's try a few different lures, see how we go. Get going very soon. There was a big ray that swam past, so there's a couple of established weed beds. I'll just quickly have a couple of casts of them. So there's herring, I found another one right next to me. There's herring sitting on this bit of weed, but they're not interested. And again, this time of day, as nice as it is to be out here, it's really tough to get these fish to switch on. I mean, when you get a, you know, I find, say you've got the sea breeze that it comes in real quick and you've got some lures in the water, that change of wind direction can obviously fire up the fish. We have got a bit of water pushing in now as well. We have got a mini high tide coming up as well, but I can physically see the herring holding on these weed beds and they're just not having a burrow. I've had a few nudges, a few little bumps on this 10 gram micro jig, but yeah, no commitment. I'll probably do maybe 2 or 3 more casts of this, try one more shiver stick, and then put the larger jig on and then start making my way back. Call it morning. Yeah, that ray's huge. It's going to swim past. It's obviously just herding up the herring. It's quite a big ray. And hopefully it doesn't take a liking to my little lure, because that won't be very nice. But that could be another reason why don't eat my little jig, mate. Could be another reason why these herring aren't even remotely interested. This big race is cruising these weed beds and obviously just chasing down these herring. But very cool to see. Yeah, that wind's picking up as well. It's getting quite unpleasant. Obviously helps with the cast. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see a fish today, the second session, but again, I'm fishing an open beach, no reef, no real structure. All I'm doing is sight casting and just trying to use these established weed beds and see if I can get anything to come and say hello, but it's not looking likely. I'll do one more with this jig, and then I'll just, so probably one more shiver stick. I'll put the gold back on for good luck. It does really well in the sun when the fish are around or in the mood. And then I'll just alternate my jigs. So I've probably only got a few casts in between the swimmers now, so I don't want to get too carried away. I'm just going to just have one more cast on the other side of this weed bed, then we'll start making our way back and hopefully get out again soon. We've got New Moon Thursday, so that's always exciting time to fish around. The river and the beaches should fish really well around that new moon, and the weekend should be pretty good just after the new moon. So it's looking pretty good this week for some fish. Just got to find the time to get out. But it is, yeah, so I'm seeing a lot of activity, a lot of fish holding in these weed beds, but yeah, just not interested this morning, which is pretty, it's what I expected. I just was hoping to pester a flathead on the bottom potentially. All right, let's do a lure change. Put the shiver stick on one more time. And then we've got to start walking back, I reckon. All right, let's do it. All right, that's me done. Lots of dolphins. As you can see, look how glamour is today though. Beautiful morning. Did actually find some more fish in the established weed beds, but certainly weren't willing to play the game. That's okay. So I've had my fun, had a couple of sessions for the day. Gonna get on with the rest of the day. Hopefully, as I said, we'll head up towards Alkimos over the weekend, most likely Sunday. Maybe bring a bait rod, set out a bigger bait if I can get some fresh bait. So I've had my fun today. And I just want to show you legends out there that these local beaches, yes, you've got to put in a lot of time, a lot of casts, but there is some quality fish if you do put the time in. So as I said, I've had my fun. Time to leave the beach. And as always, thanks for watching. Stay safe, be kind, tight lines, and we will catch you on the next one soon. Beauty. Cheers.